So, this is my first sports video that doesn't involve football since October. Wow, it's been forever. What is going on, everybody? It is LC Muscles here. And I wanted to do this video before the start of the second half of the second NHL season starting tomorrow. And before baseball seasons, I got a request to do my baseball predictions. So, I'm going to go ahead and do both. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my baseball predictions and my National Hockey League NHL second half predictions. So starting out with the baseball season, there's a request from my friends to do my early thoughts for who was going to win the division and what were the rankings would be. So let's get started, shall we? And these are my early predictions. I'll go through every one. This is based on what's happened so far in the offseason. This doesn't involve spring training. This doesn't involve anything else. So yeah, let's get started on my baseball predictions. So starting things out in my baseball predictions, I'm going to start off the American League first, since the American League's one league I'm not the biggest fan of. And I'll start off with the Central. For the Central, I really don't see much change from last year. I got the Cleveland Indians winning as the number one team. Then the Minnesota Twins, Kansas City Royals, Chicago White Sox, and Detroit Tigers. Records, I don't know if I'll do exact records right now, but yeah, I really don't want to do records right now. I'll just do where I think they're going to place. So that being said, those are my predictions for the Central. Next up is the East. I have the Yankees winning the first place. Second place, the Red Sox. Third place, the Orioles. Fourth place, the Blue Jays. And fifth place, the Tampa Bay Rays. After that, we got the American League West, got the Houston Astros, the Seattle Mariners, the Angels, the Texas Rangers, and the Oakland Athletics. Not really much change, just a little bit of a switch. And for my top teams, be Houston, it'd be the Yankees, the Astros, the Indians. Then it would be, my wild card teams would be Red Sox hosting, and the Twins is the wild card. And that being said, let's go into the National League. National League, it's going to be a bit more interesting, to say the least. Start off with the National League Central. I'll go the same thing. National League Central. Starting out, I got the Chicago Cubs, followed by the St. Louis Cardinals, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Pittsburgh Pirates in last place. After that, we'll get the American League East. This is by far the worst division in the entire league of baseball. This is the worst division. Every team is garbage to one team, that being the Nationals. Then after that, got the Braves, Mets, Phillies, and Marlins. And the West, it's a little bit tougher to predict. I got the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Rockies, Padres, and Giants. Not much change, but sorry about that. For top teams, Dodgers, Nationals, and Cubs. Really no change from last year. But my wild card team will definitely change. I got the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. I got the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals being the two wild card teams. Now let's get into the postseason. Out of the wild card teams, I got the Minnesota Twins and the St. Louis Cardinals advancing. Then you got the Dodgers and Cardinals in the National League. Got the Yankees and Twins in the American League. You got the Astros and the Indians in the American League semifinal, and you also got the Cubs and Nationals in the other semifinal. And then let's go through each one. The American League, I got Yankees and Astros, rematch from last year's American League Championship Series. It'll be a rematch. I really don't see any other outcome. And for the National League, I got the Dodgers and the Cubs. Rematch once again. The third time in a row will be the Dodgers and the Cubs. And with that being said, let's look into the National League Championship and American League Championship Series. I got the Yankees and Dodgers going to the World Series. I think Yankees will win in 7. Dodgers will win in 5. That's setting up a New York versus Los Angeles World Series. I'm calling right now, even though it's kind of obvious. It is an obvious World Series. Dodgers, Yankees, World Series. And unfortunately, as much as I hate to say this, but Yankees win! Yankees win! Ah! Yankees win! Their 28th World Series in 6 games. Their hitting is being way too much for the Dodgers to really compete with. Kershaw's once again going to choke in the World Series. Even though he wasn't the main reason why he didn't choke last year, he did not have a good game when they lost that Game 4. Yeah, I honestly think that Yankees and Dodgers would be the biggest World Series. Like, it'll be the two biggest money markets going at it for the World Series. But I just think the Yankees are too damn good right now. I think Yankees will probably have 110 wins. Dodgers with at least 106 wins. The two best teams in both of their respective conferences. But I just think Yankees are just too good with hitting-wise. They acquired Stan. They acquired so many big hitters. And then when Trout goes there in 2020, they're going to become the Empire. And everyone's going to hate them. So start beginning to hate the baseball world because the Empire's back. I'm picking Yankees in 6 games, even though as much as I hate to say it. Even though my brother's a diehard Yankees fan, I'm not. So yeah, now that I got that out, now that I got that painful talking about the Yankees out of the way, and I hated saying that Yankees win fan. I hated saying it. Let's get into my real thoughts of this video, and that is the NHL second half predictions. This was going to be the biggest thing I was going to be talking about. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, the NHL second half has begun. It will begin tomorrow. And I definitely wanted to update things on my original predictions for last year. For the first half. Is my Stanley Cup prediction final going to be happening? No. Yes for one team, but no for the other. I think you know which one is which. The Penguins still have a chance. The Edmonton Oilers, not there here. The Edmonton Oilers have been the most disappointing team out of the entire league. They have been the most disappointing team. They were supposed to be a Stanley Cup contender. Everyone was picking them to go. Connor McDavid versus Sidney Crosby. Everyone wanted to see it, and God, they've been disappointing. Let's look into some surprising teams, shall we? New Jersey Devils. I was not thinking New Jersey was going to be this good this early. New Jersey, rebuilding from last year, the number 1 pick with Nico Hershiser, making his debut this year. He's been pretty good. The Devils are definitely one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Whereas the Metropolitans stacked this year. They are very stacked because you want to know something. The Atlantic Division is garbage. All you have is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are the best team in the league, which is no surprise. I thought the Lightning were going to be very good. The Bruins, which I'm a bit surprised about. They've gone on a 5-game win streak. They've been pretty decent. Grass is looking pretty good. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, I expected them to be good as well. My other pick for the division winner was Ottawa. They have been absolutely terrible. Craig Anderson, unfortunately, looks like a shell of his former self. It's looking like this is probably going to be a final year in the NHL. He looks like he should have retired after that postseason run, but this is his final year. It's sad to say it, but Craig Anderson, though, nothing but the best of luck in your future endeavors. Hopefully your wife gets better from cancer. It sucks. But yeah, pretty much it's been sucky for the Atlantic Division because the Atlantic only has 3 good teams and the rest of the teams are garbage. Literally, Carolina, the worst placed team in the Metropolitan right now, has more points than the fourth place team in the Atlantic. That's embarrassing. Sorry, but the next place team, the fourth place team in the the Atlantic, the Detroit Red Wings, they're in fourth place with 46 points. Now that is pretty bad. The worst place team, Buffalo, I expected it. Ottawa Senators, I did not expect them to be this bad after their big run last year. The Florida Panthers, I kind of expected it. I was hoping they would do something, but no. Montreal Canadiens, I'm not surprised. They lost a lot in free agency. Detroit, I'm surprised they're not that good either. Let's look into the Metropolitan. Washington, no surprise, they're a good team. But I think this is going to be their last big run. I really don't think that they have another big run after this. Columbus, I definitely expect them to be good as well. Pittsburgh, unfortunately, has had a lot of injuries this year. They're not competing as well as I thought they would be. They've had bad defense in the past couple of weeks. But, before, like in the beginning of the year, October, November were really bad for them. But now I think they're definitely getting better. New Jersey Devils are pretty good, even though they are on a 4-game losing streak right now. I think they'll definitely rebound. Flyers, I expect them to compete, but right now they're the second wild card. Rangers, I'm hoping they come back. They need to come back. They haven't had a good December. Islanders, they're middle of the pack. But I've been wrong on a lot of my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I have been wrong on a lot of my predictions. Want to know the main reason why I have been wrong on a lot of my predictions? Because of the Western Conference being extremely unpredictable this year. Who would have thought the Winnipeg Jets would be the top team in the Central this year? The Winnipeg freaking Jets. I thought they were going to be a playoff team this year and could be like a first-round exit team. But they are they're right now the division leader, and I'm surprised. But they have a lot of youth. They have a very good goaltender. Like it's good that Winnipeg it's bringing a good hockey team out, and they are pretty good. We'll see how they do the second half. Nashville Predators, no surprise, they're doing really good. St. Louis Blues, another good team. No surprise there. Dallas, I'm not surprised at all. Colorado Avalanche. They surprised everybody. They went on a 10-game win streak this year. Who would have thought Colorado Avalanche would have went on a 10-game win streak? Now, that's pretty impressive. But, they're right now competing in that wild card round. They're competing for that wild card spot. Minnesota Wild, they've been pretty garbage the past couple weeks, but still a decent team. The Central's a tough division. Like it's the toughest division in the entire league, along with the Metropolitan. Both of those divisions are tough. But last but not least is the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm pretty happy because I'm sick and tired of seeing the Blackhawks being good. And you want to know the reason why they're doing so bad this year? Corey Crawford has been hurt. Their goaltending has been complete garbage this year. Really have not had a really good, strong goaltender this year. Crawford has literally been saving their asses for most of the years, and they finally are now realizing after all having all that talent, they're now the bottom of the division, which I am very happy about. Now let's get into the Pacific Division, and the biggest surprise out of the entire year, no one saw this coming, but the freaking Vegas Golden Knights are the number 1 team in the Western Conference. Unbelievable. It's amazing. Want to know the reason why? I think this is a repeat of the 93 Florida Panthers. How good this team has been in 1 year. It's incredible. George Gallant is going to win Coach of the Year. Let's just call it right now. George Gallant, Coach of the Year. Enough said. It's not going to. George Fafita for General Manager of the Year. Both those guys deserve it, nonetheless. The main strength of this team, and I've seen them live. I've seen this team live. Main strength of this team is goaltending and offense. They've had a great offense, and they've had pretty damn good goaltending. Despite their many injuries that they had, they are surprisingly really, really good. And this year shows that getting players in the draft and forming a team of your own, it can provide some good results. William Karlsson A guy that was very average for most of his career is now a freaking stud with this. Is now a freaking stud with this team. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. He was with the. Let me see. What was this? Yeah, he was with Columbus. He wasn't. He was average, but he wasn't good. Now with the Vegas Golden Knights, he is incredible. He's one of the leading scorers in the league, and he is just outstanding. And Vegas is right now one of the best teams in the league. Bar none. They're the second best team in the league behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now that's incredible. San Jose Sharks, I'm pretty happy they're doing well right now. Second place. You can't go on there. Even though Vegas does have a 9-point lead in the division. After that, Calgary is another pretty good team. The Kings start off really well, but then completely faltered in November and December. Picking back up here in January, but right now they're still competing. Los Angeles Anaheim Ducks, really disappointing right now. They're not playing as well as they should be. Edmonton Oilers, the most disappointing team in the entire league. They're absolute garbage right now. They've had really inconsistent players, and they've had just awful goaltending and just average team numbers whatsoever. And then Vancouver Canucks, they're still building. I think give Vancouver a few years, they'll be a contender. But right now, they're still rebuilding. They had a good start this year. They had a good start, but now coming back to reality, they're a rebuilding team. Then Arizona Coyotes, they're the worst team in the league. Didn't they start off with? Hold on, I'm trying to remember what they start off at. Didn't they start? What was it? They went the entire starting from the regular season all of October. They only won one game against Philadelphia on the road. They went two and like 15 or something like that to start the year. God, that's insanely bad. But at least Arizona's picking up somewhat. They'll still be the worst team in the league. Second half predictions, though, I'm going to get into right now. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting out with the Atlantic Division. I think Tampa Bay will finish with around 108 points, 109 points. That's pretty reasonable. I think Toronto will finish second. I think Toronto will finish with 94. I think Boston will finish third with like 93. In the Metropolitan, I think Pittsburgh's going to come back. They're only a few points away from Washington right now, only 6 points behind. They're tied with Columbus. Second place will be Washington. Third place will be Columbus. I don't think there's really any doubt of that. Penguins would I think they'll finish second with under Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay will be the leader. I think Pittsburgh will probably get 107 points, realistically. Columbus, I see them with 96 points. Washington with probably about 100. Then the wild card for the Eastern Conference, I got the New Jersey Devils finishing with 90, and I got the New York Rangers with 88. Now let's go to the Central and the Pacific. Central is a little bit harder to predict. I think Nashville's going to come back and win the division. I think Nashville will win by the slimmest of margins, probably around 104 points. Then Winnipeg slightly behind with 103. Then after that, I got St. Louis with 99 points. And then after that, let's go into the Pacific Division. I think Vegas is going to win the division, surprisingly. I think they'll be the first. Right now, if they get one more win, they're the most expansion wins out of any expansion franchise ever. I think the expansion, Vegas Golden Knights will finish the year. What let's say 106 points. I think they'll be one point behind Nashville. And then after that, I think San Jose will get the second spot with 102 points. Then Calgary, I think, will be third with 100. Wild card, I think Dallas will have two. I think Dallas will have an even 100. And then, call me crazy, but I got the Colorado Avalanche. I think the Colorado Avalanche are going to come out of nowhere and reclaim that last spot. I think they'll barely edge the Kings. The Kings and Avalanche will both have 89 points. I think Colorado gets a tiebreaker, though. The division will probably be a little bit different for the second half. I could still go a little bit into detail. For the Eastern Conference playoffs, it would be Tampa Bay versus the Rangers. It'd be the Penguins versus the Devils. It'd be the Capitals versus the Blue Jackets. It would be the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Boston Bruins. So with that being said, I got Toronto over Boston in 6, Tampa Bay over New York Rangers in 5, Pittsburgh over New Jersey in 4, Columbus over Washington in 7 for the Eastern Conference. Then the Western Conference, I got the Nashville Predators hosting the Colorado Avalanche. I got the Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Dallas Stars. I think that will definitely be a possibility. After that, it will be the San Jose Sharks versus the Calgary Flames and the Winnipeg Jets versus the St. Louis Blues. I got Jets over Blues in 7, Predators over Avalanche in 5. I got the Vegas Golden Knights over the Stars in 7. And I think the Sharks over the Flames in 6 games. Now let's get into the preview for the second round for each one. The Pittsburgh-Columbus, when I got Pittsburgh in 6 games. Then I got Tampa Bay and Toronto. I got Tampa Bay in 7 games. Then in the Western Conference, I got the Vegas Golden Knights and the San Jose Sharks. And sorry about that. No, Vegas Golden Knights and San Jose Sharks. I think the Sharks get it done in 7, ending the Golden Knights' spectacular season, unfortunately. And then I got the Nashville Predators versus the Winnipeg Jets. And I got the Nashville Predators. So it'll be Nashville versus San Jose in the Western Conference, a rematch of their 2016 divisional round. And Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay, the rematch of the 2016 Eastern Conference final. So, pretty surprising stuff. So, with that being said, my Eastern Conference final is Pittsburgh versus Tampa Bay. This matchup series can go either way, honestly. Right now, Pittsburgh has played Tampa Bay twice. I think they played them twice. And let me see here. Give me a second here. They lost both matchups in Tampa Bay, one of them being a 1-point game. And let me show the rest of the seasons. They did win at home over Tampa. They went at home. They won. They haven't played their second matchup with them yet because they still got a second matchup against the Lightning. Wait, no, they only get 3? That's it? Wow, I'm surprised they only get 3 matchups. Yeah, they only get 3. So Tampa Bay won 2, both for them, both at home. Pittsburgh won on the road. And Tampa has the edge. I think Tampa, honestly, is going to win. If Pittsburgh has the advantage, home field advantage, Pittsburgh is going to win. Honestly, I really can't pick a winner. But if someone had to dethrone the Penguins, it would be the Lightning. So I got Pittsburgh, and honestly, whoever wins that matchup will win the Stanley Cup, I think, because I think Nashville will repeat again. Will repeat, go back to the finals. San Jose, I don't think will be as good of a matchup for the Predators. I think the Predators will get it done in 6 games. With that being said, it'll be a final of Nashville versus Tampa or Pittsburgh. And either one of them I see beating Nashville in 6 games. Tampa Bay will win or Pittsburgh will win. So either my Stanley Cup champion will either be Tampa Bay or Pittsburgh. I'm picking 2 picks, but that will be pretty much my main thoughts of it. So go ahead. Just give me a second. I hate modern family, the pure passion. Okay. With that being said, guys, thank you all for watching tonight's video. What are your second half thoughts of the NHL season? Let me know in the comments below. And what are your Major League Baseball predictions? Let me know as well. Let me know in the comments below. With that being said, guys, see you guys later. Stay awesome. Have a great night.